Okay, apparently my first one, I was singing poorly. Yes, I know, but it wasn't even a freaking real song. It was a made up. Sometimes I sing when I talk, so YouTube, you're annoying. Ah, but I just really can't do this. I'm super bored. So is everyone. Like, what's the big deal? What's the difference? I just want to find a way to be creative, do something fun, silly, and maybe see if I can interact with people. Although, if there's anyone interacting with people, I don't really know how to see you. This is my first attempt at going live. um, I was just thinking random thoughts, uh, as most people are right now. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to block my husband's what do you call that thing? A bureau, a dresser, a chest of drawers. If you live in South Kakalaki, it's really messy, as is our whole entire room because we're teenagers and we don't clean. So I was kind of thinking of things that I can talk about, which is probably a good thing to do. And I was thinking of really horrible, poor things to that this would not be the greatest time to start watching or doing. Like, one of my most favorite shows is The Handmaid's Tale. And I think now would be probably the worst time ever to start watching that show. I was thinking about it more because a friend of mine and I were wondering when, before all this started, we're wondering when the premiere would be, if they were going to have it in June again, because, dad jokes. And I was getting excited for it, and then once all of this stupidness started, thought, wow, even if they finished filming for it, would they even premiere it in times like these? It might be or it is the world's worst time to have a Handmaid's Tale season. I would probably further go into hysteria just watching it and think of all of the ideas happening. We're living in a real Handmaid's Tale right now, or a real Black Mirror, or a real Twilight Zone. All of shows I love, and not sure any of my friends do. I went on a super big rampage one time and tried to convince all my friends to watch Black Mirror. Had a really hard time describing it. And then someone finally said, so it's like a modern day Twilight Zone. I'm like, yes! Perfect example. Wish I could have thought about that. Wish I could have thought about that before. But I didn't. So I've got like three categories of things that would be the best to do right now, maybe a good thing to do right now, definitely not a good thing to do right now. And yeah, Handmaid's Tale is in my category of, it actually says no, no, no. Big fat no. But in my yes category is there is a Facebook page right now. It looks like they are primarily in Canada. So maybe you'll see Duke Kaboom. I hope so. Yes, they Canada. So it is Easter egg hunt of 2020, and people are actually painting, but they're using different color paints of Easter eggs in their windows so that people walking by can see them. It's like an Easter egg hunt without touching people. Pretty cool, right? Except that whole how do you get it off the window thing. I don't know. But there is a gentleman on that Facebook post or page that posted, he is like a professional window cleaner, and he was giving advice on what the best paint to use if you don't want to ruin your windows. But there are so many different photographs of people's Easter eggs or crosses or whatever inspirational thing that's not offensive to the whole world that they are posting. And it's really quite beautiful. I am not going to attempt it because we are in a house that we are renting and do not own. And I don't want to have to pay for someone else's new windows. They come up with something with paper as long as my son doesn't rip it off and attempt to eat it, because that's a thing. It's been super stressful and creative on finding things that we can all do here at the house and not try to strangle one another too much. So, another thing that is in my yes category of things to do now, and I may put links about these, I may not, because why would I want to do the work for you right now? We all need to do something, and we all need help finding things to keep us from being bored. So maybe I'll put you on a virtual scavenger hunt of trying to find out what I'm talking about. So if you go on the tube of you, like I am now, you can find virtual, yes, Disney rides. So it's people who have been to Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Hoo-Ha, Yoo-Ha, and they've filmed the rides that they are on. And it really feels like you are on the ride yourself. Again, a friend of mine kind of reminded me of that this morning. The kids and I spent about an hour watching rides, which at one point in life seemed very sad, but now just seems like the wise thing to do, right? I can't go anywhere, or shouldn't, as long as you can afford it and not a healthcare worker and you're not being around other people. We can't go anywhere, shouldn't, whatever. And this is kind of a way to escape, because let's just face it, although we all love books, sometimes they just don't cut it. We want to see things. And right now, that's the only way to see anything without, exposing ourselves to the V. No jokes right now. That's just inappropriate. A maybe, because I do have a maybe section, is the only reason this is a maybe, because this is another virtual thing, is I don't know if this is inappropriate to suggest right now. I feel like it is, but bear with me. I've mentioned before and have another video that I would put in the link, but I don't know how to do that. It's called, the website is called Find a Grave. And the reason I am suggesting it is because you can actually virtually see a little bit of history. If there's ever a gravesite of a family member that you wish to see but cannot get there, especially now, there may be a photograph of it. That's my dog. Also, when things hopefully become normal again, you can sign up to be a volunteer on Find a Grave. And if someone has a request for a photo of a website, you can actually venture out and take a photograph. And if wherever you are, that is safe and responsible to do at this point, because I'm thinking perhaps, hopefully, how many people are at grave sites right now? Again, if it's safe, legal, and responsible to do, use your wise mind. And if you don't have one, find someone that does. Perhaps that's a way to get out right now, safely, responsibly. Don't be dumb. Is to go and take a photograph for someone. and link it to the Find a Grave website. It's also kind of a way I have found actual living family members through that. Finding, let's say, my great grandfather, I don't know what they would be called. I'm not super good at this, even though I'm from the South. Second, third cousins, 15th cousins. I don't know. Be like, hey, through someone's photograph on Find a Grave, there could be, there is information of the person who actually posted the photograph. And it could be just a random volunteer, or it could be someone who's related to the person in a grave. I don't really know how to say that. Do you know what I'm talking about? You'd answer me, but there's no one on here. So, other interesting thing is if it is a volunteer, sometimes it's people who are well versed in genealogy or are genealogists themselves. So you can perhaps message them and get a lot of good information that way too, which is kind of fun if you're normal. But I'm not normal. So if you're just a person, we'll leave it at that. That's in the maybe section. Another yes, perhaps, maybe. Okay, here's the difference, right? Black Mirror, I put in the no section just because it's too close to modern day. It's not really, I think, as bad as The Handmaid's Tale in terms of realistic if the world shuts down, like The Handmaid's Tale is. It's more technology Twilight Zone. I just think that if you haven't already watched it, it may be too freaky outy right now. And I believe that's an actual technical term, so you're welcome. Twilight Zone, however, like the old ones, the good ones, not the remakes, because those are dumb. That's kind of cool. Especially my favorite episode so far. Barbara! Make me some hot chocolate. Put it in the... Oh my gosh, I forgot it now. Oh my gosh, I'm not a fan. I'm a farce. Put it in the English china. It's not hot. I'll throw it out. It's such a perfect... What? Episode. It's the most quotable episode thus far. And it's the best way to find out if there are other zoners. Is that what we call ourselves? Yeah, it is. Like you out there. It's like a call. If you even type bar dash raw, let's say on a Reddit community, and someone answers that call with make me some hot chocolate, you are at least soulmate best friends. And again, what better time than now to make an online bestie? Twilight Zone. So that's in my yes category because it's not too scary, but it's kind of cool and kind of creepy and kind of weird and kind of fun. And I like it. And you should do it just because I told you so. Like everything I say. Yes, if I say do it, do it. If I say don't do it, don't do it. It's the way it is. You're welcome. You don't have to think. I'm causing you not to have to think. Who wants to think right now? I don't. What's another no? I don't really have any other no's. This is 15 minutes long now. Maybe one day, if I post this every day. That's my washing machine, by the way. Pretty sure it's breaking. It's cool. Normally, I would be so pissed off at that. But now I'm like, oh, something else to do. Yay! It's only half sarcastic. But I think hopefully at least once a day, maybe twice, maybe 25 times, depending on how crazy I am that day. Until further notice, I'm going to have a quarantine crystal edition of the Dogood letters every day. This is just a push to do what I've been wanting to do and just put my weirdness out there and find others like me. I'm just too scared because I'm a little fearful of, rejection, as everyone is. Oh my God, I touched my eye. I shouldn't have touched my eye, but I had an itch. Oh my God, what do I do? But yeah, I can be shy and weird. So I'm just going to do it because what's the worst thing that can happen? Nobody sees this.